Yeah. Careful so that it doesn't go on whatever. Now, the network seems to be dropping. It seems to be dropping. I hope it will improve. I hope it won't be disturbing me when I start talking. The network seems to be dropping. My wife, I want to take a sip because ababa ku Egypt bankamya amate kwadi bama journalists balepusha bakalemba bakukumbya uku mama imwe ala bankamya amate. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, today is Sunday and tomorrow is Monday. For me, I'm anxious. I've never been so anxious for a Monday than I am tonight. I'm very anxious because I'm expecting those people involved in this God scam to come to court. I am highly expectant for those people to come to court. And I want to say that if the investigative wings are not sure, my humble appeal to you is that let those people go. That is my humble appeal. If you are not sure about this case, unless you are sure, bring those people to court. But if you are not sure, like I'm not sure, I would advise you just let those people go. You just let those people go. And I know some Zambians who, they are trying to say, what is he talking about? Where is he coming from? And look, I have walked through the case. Spoken to different people here and there. And I want to give you what happened. Of course, not being so explicit, but at least giving you a general outlook of what happened. So this story starts with a South African businessman, a South African business who has some business interests in Zambia. And I think he also has some mining activities here in Zambia. He's South African, but he comes to Zambia. Thank you, man. Just give me some water, just water first. I drink water. So he's a South African. He has some business interests in Zambia, and part of the business interest is in mining. So apparently this South African was approached by some Zambians and Congolese. These Zambians and Congolese, they approached him that they have gold. And they asked him to look for buyers. And using his connections, that's how he ended up finding some Egyptians and other nations who are mentioned in that in this scam. So these people agreed to come and buy the gold. But when they came, the transaction was supposed to happen, not, they were not supposed to go out of the plane, or it was just supposed to happen on the plane. On the plane. They didn't want to come out and start doing business. No, the business was supposed to happen just on the plane. So, these people, they came into Zambia. But you see, they were coming on a private jet. And when you are going on a private jet, you are going to a particular country. Before you land, you have to clear yourselves. A plane has to be cleared before it, arrives in whatever country, unless it is an emergency. But if it is a planned, landing, that plane must be cleared. So these people, this South African guy, has some friends here in Zambia who are in aviation. So he asked these people who are in aviation to clear that plane with the authorities. So the authorities cleared that plane through the Zambians who are in aviation. It is a good explanation that I can give you is like when you are looking for a job or you want to visit somewhere, that company or whatever authority would ask you to say, can you give us a reference? Okay? When you are looking for a job and on your CV, you have to put a reference to say, I'm looking for a job, but the people that who can clear me are these people. And like it happens in a job cycle, sometimes these references can be called, sometimes they may not be called. Anyway, these people came in with a reference of some people who are in aviation. I'm not going to mention the names, but I'm sure you people who are in Zambia, you can put one and one together and know who these people could be. So they were the references. These people come in. This South African who was approached by these Zambians and some Congolese organizes these people. They take the gold to the airport. Now, this gold apparently was not real gold. It was fake. It was fake. So when the gold was brought into the plane, because the gold was fake, these Zambians and Congolese, upon realizing that those people had armor testers, they wanted to test the gold. The moment they saw that, those Zambians, they scampered. But instead of just going, they realized that these guys have money. So they employed Gear 2 to grab money from the Egyptians. Because they knew that these Egyptians and other people, they have come with money. And yet, they realized that the gold transaction will not happen because these people came with the machines to test the gold. I hope you are following nicely. They come with a gold, fake gold. Then these Egyptians, they are like, we have to test this gold. And then these guys like, yeah, if they test this gold, they will realize that it's not real gold. So what do? They engage another gear now to involve the police. But the police that they involved were police that were not going to take to arrest them per se. They were basically going to get the money. So in a way, it was like they wanted to stage a robbery. But among them, there was one person who knew about whatever was happening. This one person is the one that informed Badeki. I hope you are following very well. Diu yapulika kulia, twalachita shana pa, chen tuwapoke fendalama. Tuwapoke fendalama. But then this other guy knows what is happening. So he tips Badeki. And that's how Badeki comes in. And those police officers who were supposed just to get the money, they fell out. And that is how the deal was all messed up. The gold and the money was in the plane. The people who came to buy the gold were in the plane. Now, just from there, for those of you who have got a legal mind, if you try to think about the criminality, what crime are you going to bring on the Egyptians, for example? Let's start with the Egyptians. What crime are you going to bring on the Egyptians? What crime? To say they came to buy gold without what? Without papers or without paying tax? What is it? What are you going to say? And this deal is happening on a plane without these people entering into the country. Their passports were not stamped. In my view, this was a well-calculated deal or move, which really, if the gold was genuine, would have happened and they would have gone. Somebody is talking about money laundering. Buy something cash. I don't think that's money laundering because the money is genuine. And from what I've gotten, the people that these people are rich people with big businesses. With big businesses. They just came to buy gold. And they didn't come on the plane. They didn't come off the plane. Zambians are the ones who entered there and gave them fake gold. Unfortunately, before the transaction could finish, it blew off. So what crime are you going to give these Egyptians? What crime are you going to give these Egyptians? What crime? I've looked at the indictment. It's not making sense. It's not making sense. I've looked at the indictment. It's not making sense. It's very, very difficult. Very difficult. They are on the plane. They are on the plane. And they are about to go. And the money is not illegal money. It's genuine money. What do you do? At illegal entry, illegal entry with firearm. Oh, at illegal entry with firearm. Yes, about the firearm. The firearms, this is a private jet, Bwana. It's a private jet. And as a private jet, they can carry anything. It's a private jet. They can carry anything on a private jet. They can carry money. They can carry anything. It is a private jet. Those guns were on a private jet. They didn't bring them out into Zambia. So you can't say illegal, illegal whatever, bringing in of guns. No, you can't. You can't. They had guns for their protection. For their protection, not to bring into Zambia, no, but for their protection on the plane. It is a private jet, it's not a commercial jet. Only on a commercial jet can you not go with a gun. If you are found with a gun on a commercial airline without declaring it, then it becomes a case. But on a private jet, no. At the airport, airport is the border. Airport is the border. Those are the legal issues that we now have to, interrogate. Those are the legal issues that we have to interrogate. But some people would actually argue to say, as long as you have not entered into the country, you are not in the country. As long as you are not entered into the country, you are not in the country until your passport is stamped. For example, if you are making a connection, in Addis Ababa, you can be in Addis Ababa as long as you have not. So you can Addis Ababa as long as your passport has not been stamped. You can't claim that you were in Addis Ababa. No, you can't. You can't say you went to Addis Ababa until your passport is stamped. So this is the challenge that I am. Yeah, network also. Yeah, so this is the challenge that I have seen myself in this whole thing. This is the challenge that I've seen in this whole thing. What charge are you going to give those people? Because they never entered the country. Then when you talk about some of the Zambians, I talk about Kasanda as well. I don't want to mention names, but from what I'm talking about, I'm sure you can place where some of these people are. There are some people who are whistleblowers who told this transaction, and there are some people that took this fake gold and took off. So this is the situation. This is the situation. At the end of the day, if Zambians, for example, the person that cleared the plane, I mean, what criminality are you going to put on such a person? What criminality are you going to put on such a person? If, for example, I'm going into another country, the network is also a letdown. If I'm going to Ethiopia, and then I ask a person who cleared me be arrested, can he be arrested? Can he be charged? A person who simply cleared me to say, oh, okay, I've got somebody who is coming. Or let's do it vice versa. Somebody coming from Ethiopia, and this person, if he comes to Zambia and then he commits a crime, can I be arrested? Can I be arrested? What are you going to charge me with? Just because I'm the one that I gave reference to say he can come, can I be arrested? If one of my in-laws, my brother-in-law, for example, if I invite my brother-in-law into the country, and my brother-in-law, if he comes into the country, he commits a crime, can I be criminally liable? Certainly not. Certainly not. It's not possible. I bring my brother-in-law in this house and he commits a crime. How can I be criminally liable? I cannot be criminally liable. I cannot be criminally liable. So those people that, some of these people that they are holding to say, they are in aviation, whatever, and they have arrested them. It's difficult, criminal. Yes, you can think to say, yeah, they knew what was happening and so on and so forth. But from a legal point of view, you have to prove that, yes, they are part of the criminality. But just clearing somebody to say, yes, this person, I know the person, let him come. You cannot be held criminally liable. You can't. Then what about the people? No, the God is fake. If the Egyptian did not pay, how can they complain? Because if the Egyptians did not pay for the fake God, if they didn't pay for the fake God, and the money was taken by the police, how can you hold those people who brought fake gold as criminally liable? How can you hold them? How? Because you must have a complaint to say these people, they sold us fake gold. We bought, we gave them money. But here is the gold is fake. But if you didn't pay, if they didn't pay, how can you hold them criminally liable? You are going to say, no, you faked gold. Well, who cares? What crime is there if, I get this glass and I paint it gold? What crime have I committed? I haven't committed any crime. So I'm talking about this from what I've gotten. Of course, the investigative wings are doing whatever they are doing, but I can assure you the story is nothing more than what I'm telling you. The story is nothing more than what I'm telling you. What about the South African guy? The South African guy, yes, he got these guys, took them to the airport, and the gold was fake, and they didn't buy. Then the police comes in. What crime has he committed? No crime. So yes, a criminality, not that the criminality was not there. Some criminality was there, but unfortunately, before the criminality could hatch, the deal was foiled. And since the deal was foiled, it's difficult to hold those people criminally liable. And that's why I'm saying, let those Egyptians just go. Let them just go. And if the Egyptians just go, why would you hold the Zambians in the cells? For what? For what? They also have to work. So at the end of the day, we have no case here. We have no case, and don't think about whatever. This is just what it is. What I've given you is just what it is. You won't hear anything more than this. Because the people that have hatched or who have narrated the story to me, they are people that were involved. And I know you would say, no, because they were involved, they can't tell you the truth. Here at this point, I mean, where is the lie? Why would they lie? Where? Those Egyptians, they're basically saying we are in the plane. So unless the investigative wings can prove that they were in the country, if the investigative wings can prove to say, no, they actually came off the plane and they brought the money into the country, yes, then we can start talking. But as long as the story remains that they were in the plane, it's very difficult. As long as the story remained that whoever brought the fake gold was not paid for it and has vanished, by the way, because they have actually vanished. Those who brought fake gold, they have actually vanished. Who are you going to hold accountable? What about the guy that he knew about the deal and he tipped the deck? Tipped the deck to go there. What criminality is there? Are you going to hold somebody for knowing? Are you going to hold somebody for being a whistleblower? Are you going to charge him? What are you going to charge him? To say, yes, you must have been part of them. How did you know? That's not a crime. So that is the issue. Unfortunately, I'm not in my office, so I can't open phone calls. But if you write your questions now, I'll read the questions and I'll be able to respond. Just write your questions. I'm not able to open phone lines. I'll open tomorrow because I'm not in the office where I have to connect to the speaker. In whose land was the plane? It was in Zambia. It was in Zambia. Paul Kalumendo, it was in Zambia. But what crime are you giving to any of these people? You are correct, sir. Thank you for the update. Okay, in which country was the plane, Kanshi? It was in Zambia. But what is the crime? Who is the whistleblower? I can't give you the name, but you can tell from, from the people that have been arrested. There is one who is a whistleblower. Where did the gold come from? That is a $1 million question that can be answered by the people that took it there. But unfortunately, they have vanished. He's shut out on bond. No, he's still inside. By tomorrow, we'll know if they go to court. They were charged with engaging in corrupt practices. Yes, there is this issue of engaging in corrupt practices, that they wanted to corrupt the police officers. They wanted to corrupt police officers. But they wanted to corrupt police officers for what? For what? They wanted to corrupt police officers for what? They are in the plane. What crime did they commit? What? What will happen to Cassandra and the pilot? Most likely they will be released. Most likely they will be released. I can tell you that. The Egyptians have left. So the case is dead. No, the Egyptians, Percy Chando, the Egyptians are still here. They are still here and they are expected to be in court tomorrow. We are expecting them to be in court tomorrow. And some Egyptian officials are actually in the country. They are actually in the country. So there is a bit of pressure to make sure that this case go to court. How much was the money? Joe Bola. And this is another issue. You see, the Egyptians are saying actually the money was more than what was declared. And if you look at the indictment, they didn't even write a specific number, a specific amount. They simply said more than $5 million. That is what is on the indictment. But how can indictment be that vague? Because it's vague. You have to be clear. In a criminal matter, you have to be clear. You can't say you brought more than $5 million. No. So there is a big question mark. How much was the money? And those Egyptians, they are saying the money was more. The money was more. And if this goes to court, the Zambian government, it will be now the Zambian government against these foreign nationals. Because they will be saying this money was more. This money was more. So there is a bit of a challenge. What about the number plate of whatever? In my number plate, it's the same plane. That one doesn't matter. Was it 8 million? I'm not sure about their money. The Egyptians, the only thing I can tell you is that the Egyptians are saying the money they declared is less. The money was more. But where is the South African? If he was... The South African has gone to South Africa. Of course, he's scared of what has happened. He's in South Africa. Foreigners are enjoying our minerals like no man's business. I'm seeing Zambian government apologizing. Well, the way it looks really, explain the manner of disposal of the recovered proceeds of, if one has the case to answer. You can't bring proceeds of crime here. How are you bringing proceeds of crime? What are you talking about? Who has the money? Who has the money? And is the money not genuine? Does it mean the president was fast to... Martin, I can assure you, if I were near the president, I would have advised him not to speak. When I heard that the president is going to have a press conference, I was shocked. I was very shocked. The president shouldn't have had that press conference. He shouldn't have had that press conference. Whoever advised the president to speak on this matter advised him wrongly. I was being interviewed by one of, I think it's an Egyptian channel. And they were asking me, why did the president come in? And the president also spoke a lot of things. No, what happened there is an iceberg. You will see. Some of the people who will be implicated, you will be shocked. But President, there is no one who is going to be implicated here. Not from the government side, not from the previous government, nothing. These were just businessmen who are specialized in this kind of things, scamming people. These are the people. It was nothing but business. And people, that's all. There is no one from the government at no Shani, Kabuswe, whatever, nothing. All those people who are from government, it's just those who are in the departments who are doing this and that, who just kind of facilitated. But a number of them who even facilitated, they didn't even know what was going on. So really, the president spoke too early. Now, since the why did they search the plane without the suspects? I don't know if they searched the plane without the suspects, but you know, those are issues that will be coming. Bali has no advisors. Okay, that one. Bali, very true. I never thought I would come in. Yeah, no, really the president did well. We are here watching, but when we'll be picked, you'll be on your own. No, man, I'm not committing any crime here. Before the news, people were saying even the president was included. No, there is nothing like that. The president is far away from this. The president is far away from this. Don't you think the gold supplier can be charged with being in possession of counterfeit product? You can only be charged of being in possession of counterfeit product if there is somebody to complain that what you have is a counterfeit. There must be a complainant. There must be somebody to complain that this is counterfeit. There must be somebody to complain that this is counterfeit. If there is no one to complain, for example, I can print money. Okay? I can print money as long as whatever money that I have, I don't tender it to buy something or, you know, to clean it. You can't say, you can't accuse me of counterfeit. You can't accuse me of fraud unless I tender that money to say I want to buy something. Unless I want to buy something. For example, there are these color pictures, colored photocopiers. I get money and I photocopy it in color. And then you find me with it. You can't accuse me that, you know, I want to whatever. No. Maybe I just want to keep it in the glass. I just want to use it to put it in the glass and I don't know, whatever. Unless the ones who arrest you must prove that you want to use that to purchase, to buy something. But otherwise, if I'm keeping it, no, you can't accuse me of that. It's the VIP. Don't you think the gold supplier, okay? If they said money is less, all the DEC officials be arrested and fired at the same time. And this is the Pandora's box. Levias Lumwayo. This is exactly what this is the Pandora's box I'm talking about. Because those people are saying it's more money. So if they say it's more money, I mean, it will be a challenge. It will be a challenge. So, simple logic shows this case was grossly mishandled. I would agree with you. I would agree with you. The president was right. All the opposition political party leaders were pointing at the president. Yeah, we were very political, but at the end of the day, is scamming legal? No, scamming is not legal. But it must be actualized. It must be actualized. It must be done. For example, those guys that got, I mean, something painted that like God. You can't just find them and say you intend to scam people and you arrest them. No. You have to wait for them, give people and receive money, and then that is when the crime comes in. Because then you will have a witness to say, yes, they brought it to me and they sold it to me as God, but it is not God. But when you don't have a complainant, it's neither here nor there. It's neither here nor there. The president was right. So anyway, if they said money, yeah. I think basically this is what I have. Tomorrow, I am anxious to see those people brought to court. But if they are not brought to court, it is in our interest. I'm speaking as a patriot. Let those Egyptians go. Let us continue with our lives. Let us go back, to our normal lives. There is no story here. Because I don't think you can prosecute those people. I don't think there is anyone that can be held criminally liable in this matter. We were very emotional. We were very political about the whole thing. But at the end of the day, there is no case here. I think I'll leave it there for tonight. We'll talk tomorrow if those people will be brought to court or they will not go to court. Otherwise, good night. May God bless you and may God bless Zambia.